Hello, in this video we are going to quickly walk through the most basic ever Wi-Fi router setup. You just got your first MikroTik router. How do you set it up and change its Wi-Fi related settings? Let me show you. In this example, we want to use HAPAX3 as our home Wi-Fi router, and the first step is to connect to it. Do not worry if your router model is different. This video is relevant for all users with MikroTik routers that have AX in the name or in the product code. And it is also relevant for most AC routers that have ARM architecture that support Wi-Fi upgrade with the Wi-Fi QCOM AC package. More info about that in the description. If you have such a device, before proceeding further, please make sure to migrate to the QCOM AC drivers. If you've seen our previous videos, you know that there are a lot of ways to access settings, including a program called Winbox, MikroTik phone app, or WebFig, among other things. This time we will use Winbox and showcase how it is done using a computer. To get Winbox, simply visit our mikrotik.com page, navigate to the software/download section and get the latest Winbox file. From here you have two options. You can connect your PC to any of the router's ports with an Ethernet cable, except port number 1 because it is reserved for your ISP. Or you can connect to the Wi-Fi network that appears after the router is powered up. The name of the Wi-Fi network will be MikroTik and some numbers and letters. The numbers and letters indicate the last digits of your device's MAC address that is printed on the label. The Wi-Fi key password is also there on the label. After you're connected to the router's network via the cable or the Wi-Fi, run Winbox and navigate to the neighbor list section. The device that appears here is most likely your router. You can double check that by comparing the MAC address shown here to the label printed ones. Use admin as the login and use label printed password. Success! You've entered settings. Alternatively, if you do not have internet access to download Winbox, you can open any browser. Input http://192.168.88.1 and hit enter. This is called WebFig GUI, and it should have identical menus to the ones you see in Winbox. Once you are inside, connect your internet service provider Ethernet cable into port number 1. This is the step where you should find out your service provider's connection type. In most cases, it should be written in your contract with them. There are a lot of different types of connections like PPEoE, static IP, dynamic IP, and others. You can reference our first-time configuration guide to check some examples. The most widely used and popular type is dynamic IP, and it is by default already pre-configured. We will assume that it is the type you have. Settings can be done via the Advanced menu or via the Quick Set. The Quick Set, as the name suggests, is a quick setup. If you are a first-time user and you do not care about touching the router settings ever again, it is the menu for you. Under the Internet section, confirm that automatic address acquisition is selected, and under Wireless section, name your 2.4 and 5 GHz networks, the same or separate names as per your preference. Then select the country where you're located and set up your own Wi-Fi password. Apply the settings and you're good to go. Just note that if you are connected via the Wi-Fi, you will be kicked out and you will have to reconnect to the new Wi-Fi name. Speaking about the country field, it is very important that you select a correct one. This is because different countries around the world have different regulations. Those regulations dictate which Wi-Fi frequencies with which output powers are allowed to be used in your region. And so, not to break any rules, select your country. Moving on, the Advanced menu. If you want to access more configuration options, you're planning on experimenting with all sorts of settings, do not use Quick Set and use Advanced mode instead. We do not advise matching both of them. We advise only using one of them, either or, preferably use Advanced mode. To get used to the menu, you can go to the IP DHCP client tab and visually confirm that ISP assigned an IP address to the router. This is equivalent of the automatic address acquisition setting in the Quick Set. Now, to change your wireless network name and password to the ones that you will remember, navigate to the Wi-Fi tab. Each interface here represents a band, so the Wi-Fi 1 is used to configure 5 GHz network, while Wi-Fi 2 is used for 2.4 GHz. Double-click on either one and go to the Configurations tab. Name your Wi-Fi network in the SSID field and select your country. Then go to the Security tab and in the passphrase field, input your own Wi-Fi password. Apply the setting and do the same for the second interface. That's about it. I hope this video was informative and useful, and if you did like it, please like and subscribe.